Good afternoon. My name is Andrea Gannon, principal of Belleville East High School. We will now begin our ceremony. We would like to thank all the veterans and serving military in attendance today. We want to extend not only a hearty welcome, but a heartfelt welcome. On behalf of District 201, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Your bravery is an example you have set for all of us. We are filled with gratitude for keeping us safe and defending our rights so that we can enjoy our protected freedoms today. At this time, we ask that everyone please stand and remove your hats. Personnel in uniform and veterans, please render proper salute while our Belleville East Wind Ensemble plays the national anthem. Thank you to our Belleville East Wind Ensemble for those beautiful performance of the national anthem. Welcome to the 12th Annual Veterans Day Ceremony at Belleville East. I would like to thank Dr. Brian Menzer, Superintendent of District 201, and our school board for their continued support. Mr. Mark Tessero, Director of the Bands, Dr. Andrew Powell, Director of Choir and Vocal Music, along with Assistant Choir Director Ms. Jess Williamson, Dr. Zach Rogers for lighting and sound for today's event, and District 201 JROTC under the direction of Ms. Ann Bellini for hosting this event. Our military servicemen on stage representing their military branches in the front of the service flag are The United States Army is represented by Staff Sergeant J. Bell. The Marine Corps was not able to participate today due to a prior engagement. The United States Navy, represented by Petty Officer Michael Mayfield. The United States Air Force and Space Force, represented by Technical Sergeant Kyle Groth, who could not be here today. And the United States Coast Guard, represented by Petty Officer Kevin Lugopaz. Thank you for your service. Today, Belleville Mayor Patty Gregory had a scheduling conflict and was not able to make it here today, but in her place, I would like to introduce Dr. Mary Steele, who is here today to represent Mayor Gregory.
Thank you. On behalf of the mayor and the city of Belleville, I'm honored to be addressing you today. This is the 105th anniversary of Armistice Day, or Veterans Day. I'm old enough to remember my grandma calling it Armistice Day. The sacrifices of our veterans, both living and dead, are incalculable. They fought not only for our freedom, but they protected numerous foreign countries with whom the United States has allied pacts. We owe our veterans an extraordinary debt of gratitude. So many wars, battles, sacrifices given in terms of life and in giving up family events. They fought for us so that we may sit here today as free citizens. The medals that you see in front of you are from my father-in-law, who served in World War II and the Korean War. He was a federal district judge, grew up in Belleville, down at East End Park, rode his bicycle, had a paper route. He served in the Navy. He died at the age of 90 in 2016. His wife, his widow, Celeste Steele, was a state representative, and she's still alive, she's 99. Tells us stories of the war train and lots of things that they sacrificed. So a true measure of our American courage and strength is how we rise to meet disaster and challenges to our democracy. Our military is always first to respond. They do hard things, they display extraordinary courage, all in the name of keeping America safe. Our dedicated military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard, National Guard, protect us from floods, famines, fire, oppression, and they ask nothing in return, just in order to secure and keep our freedom. So thank you for your service. We will hear that phrase many times in our area because we're privileged to be 10 minutes to Scott Air Force Base. Many residents of Scott Air Force Base are our friends, neighbors, relatives, peers. On Monday, November 11th, we will celebrate our veterans. There will be a ceremony in downtown Belleville at the new plaza that we call the Veterans Memorial Square. It'll start at 11 o'clock, and amid the granite monuments, they stand with the names of many local heroes. They fought for our freedom. Some date back over 200 years, back to the Revolutionary War and the Spanish-American War. So in conclusion, I just want to thank you for your service. To all the veterans here, on behalf of the mayor and the city of Belleville, thank you for your service and thank you for our freedom.
Thank you, Dr. Steele. To my right, at the corner of the stage, is the POW Missing in Action table. United States Coast Guard Petty Officer Kevin Lugopaz will be explaining the meaning of the POW MIA table.
The white tablecloth draped over the table represents the purity of their response to our call to arms. The empty chair depicts an unknown face representing no specific soldier, sailor, airman, guardsman, or marine, but all who are here, all who are not here with us. The table itself is round to show that our concern for them is never ending. The Bible represents the faith in a higher power and the pledge to our country founded as one nation under God. The black napkin stands for the emptiness these warriors have left in the hearts of their families and friends. The single red rose reminds us of their families and loved ones. The red ribbon represents the love of our country, which inspired them to answer the nation's call. The yellow candle and its yellow ribbon symbolizes the everlasting hope for a joyous reunion with those yet not accounted for. The slices of lemon on the bread plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt upon the bread plate represents the tears of their families. The wine glass turned upside down remind us that our distinguished comrades cannot be with us to drink a toast or join in the festivities of the evening. Please stand as we take a moment to remember.
Please be seated.
Next to you.
Thank you to the Concert Jazz Orchestra and Jillian Ritter. At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Doug Jamieson, two-time All-American VFW Commander, Belleville Post 1739 and U.S. Army.
Thank you, Principal Gannon, for the opportunity to be here today, and to District 201 JROTC for hosting this ceremony. My thanks as well to East Winds Ensemble, Concert Choir, and others for the beautiful and patriotic music that we will hear today. And thank you, Alderwoman Steele, for your support of veterans and your tribute to your father-in-law today. Please extend our appreciation to the Mayor for her steadfast support for our local veterans as well. Thank you. And thank you all for coming out today for this Veterans Day observance. On Veterans Day, many people stay home, enjoy their day off from work or school, or are out doing other things. And in a way, that's only fitting. After all, this is a free country. But that's what makes your presence here even more meaningful. Because you appreciate our American way of life, you understand the commitment of democratic government, and you know that the freedom we enjoy today is not free. The true cost of that freedom is a price most can't even fathom. But it is a price that will be paid as long as brave men and women choose freedom over evil and tyranny. Veterans Day is not for veterans alone. When we served our country, we did not serve to fulfill personal interests, but serve the national interests of the United States of America. And that's why this day isn't just for veterans alone. It's a day for the entire country to celebrate its freedom and honor all those who have served. If you are a veteran, would you please stand or raise your hand if you are able and be recognized? I can't see you, but I'm sure the audience can. Let's give them a round of applause. As a member of yesterday's Warriors, I stand before you with a proud sense of pride, humility, and gratitude. I've been where many of you and our fellow service members have been, serving our great country with unwavering dedication, yet facing the many challenges that come with it. Today I want to focus on the importance of Veterans Day, not only from my perspective as a veteran and VFW Legacy Life member, but also the collective duty we as U.S. citizens share in honoring our veterans and ensuring the true meaning of this day is not forgotten. Today is a day for every citizen to remember and honor the sacrifice of our nation's veterans. It is important to celebrate the service of all of our veterans, those who fought during time of war and those who fought to maintain the peace. Let us take a moment to recognize the men and women who are serving in today's active duty military, Guard, and Reserve, who as we meet now are doing everything they can to defend and preserve freedom and liberty 24/7, 365. The sacrifices and accomplishments made by today's generation of patriots are many, and their dedication to our way of life and the values our country was founded upon serve as a reminder that evil and tyranny will never prevail. The lessons taught by what veterans have provided all of us should never be forgotten. It's up to each of us to keep the legacy of our nation's veterans alive, to make sure the same spirit and faith in democracy carries through, so that future generations will also celebrate the unity, courage, and valor and singleness of purpose that is the strength of a free nation. Veterans Day holds a special place in my heart, as it does for all who have worn the uniform of our great nation. It is a day that reminds us of the commitment we made to defend the principles of freedom, liberty, and justice. It is a day when we reflect on the time spent away from home, the bonds formed with our brothers and sisters in arms, and the sacrifices made on both our native and foreign shores to protect the American way of life and aid those striving to safeguard their own freedoms. We must work to remind our nation that Veterans Day isn't just another holiday on the calendar. As we gather here in the shadows of Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery, let that hallowed ground serve as a Let that hallowed ground serve as a profound reminder of not only the commitment and courage of all those who have served, but of the painstakingly high cost of freedom paid by those who have selflessly sacrificed for us. Thank you. As a veteran, I want to help ensure that the importance of Veterans Day is understood by all. And I encourage everyone here to engage in thoughtful conversations, to share your experiences, and participate in community events that raise awareness and honor our military and veteran community. We must make it our shared mission to educate and remind a future generation that at its core, the American spirit is defined by resilience, selflessness, and commitment. Today's world is often hyper-focused on divisions, and Veterans Day provides us an opportunity to remember that despite different beliefs and lifestyles, our desire for a better life has always united us. Every veteran that has proudly worn the uniform of our nation has served alongside countless individuals from differing backgrounds who may even have had opposing viewpoints or opinions. And yet all veterans put aside those differences to focus on the intrinsic values of freedom and liberty that bring us together. To my brothers and sisters in arms here and veterans all around the world, I wish you a happy Veterans Day and a sincere and heartfelt thank you. May God bless and protect those in harm's way, and may God bless these United States of America.
Thank you, Mr. Jameson, for a heartfelt message and reminding us the true meaning of Veterans Day. Thank you to the wind ensemble and the concert choir. And now I'd like to introduce Rashad Harrison, student commander of the District 201 JROTC, will be speaking about what Veterans Day means to him.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, and to our veterans. My name is Rashad Harrison, and welcome to our Veteran Day ceremony. I am the current commander of JROTC Club, and today we are here to honor those with us in person and some in spirit. Those who have given their lives for our country so that we may keep the freedom we hold down. It does not matter about where they might have come from, nor about the religious belief or anything of the such. But what truly matters is the fact that those people gave their time with their loved ones and their lives to help the people of the next generation and ensure our safety. On Veterans Day, some people don't really think of it as a big day. They think of it as just some place they just mark on a calendar or anything of such. Some of these people, they don't know any better. They don't think about it as much. I used to be one of those people. But learning more and growing older, I began to see the truth behind it. The history behind Veterans Day. It's not just because of one day we decide to celebrate, but it's the history of our country. The history of how we were just a bunch of rebellious people who came to this world and decided to fight back for what we believed in. Not calling ourselves anything but Americans. Not New Virginians, Illinoisans, anything as such back then, but calling ourselves Americans. We wanted to live the way we wanted to live, away from tyranny. Our country holds so much history about how we wanted to be, how we wanted to be. We wanted to be different from everyone else, a place where everyone can be who they want. If someone from another country wants to start a business, they can. But that takes courage. The courage that we need to have to do what we want. Standing up here, I need a lot more courage. More than I have right now. But even now, I'm still happy that I came up to speak in front of all our veterans. Those who will sacrifice their time just for us. And a quote that a veteran I had seen before made to a little girl. She asked if he would do it again. He looked at her and smiled and said, "I would do it again just for you. Just to see you smile once more." Even for a second throughout this entire day, if someone can consider it, just to take a moment of silence to honor those who died for us. Everything we have now is because those people said, let's do it ourselves. Let's not wait anymore. And we, not everyone, but we need to honor this. Even now, veterans here are giving up their time. Army, Marines, Coast Guard, anyone can say, I am proud to be American, because they understand the courage it takes. Thank you to our veterans here.
Thank you, Rashad, for your kind words and your heartfelt message. like to take this time to thank you for attending today's ceremony to honor our veterans and military. A special thank you to Dr. Mary Steele for speaking today. Thank you to our keynote speaker, Mr. Doug Jameson. And in tradition of the military, we would like to break some bread with you and extend an invitation for all of our veterans to join us in our cafeteria for refreshments and fellowship. There will be members of the Junior ROTC outside the Performing Arts Center to lead you to the cafeteria. So at this time, we will dismiss our students and veterans and guests. If you could please stay, and then we will head over to the cafeteria. Thank you.